haven't touched my Kindle in months. And honestly, I don't even think I really like reading on it. I'm definitely more of a physical book person. But this week, I'm forcing myself to only read on my Kindle to actually see if it's worth it. And if Kindle Unlimited is actually something that I should keep paying for. I honestly have not touched this Kindle in months, and it has collected a lot of dust. So I definitely need to clean this screen because it is gross. And I don't know, I think I've just always been more of a physical book person. I love the feeling of like actually holding a book in my hands, flipping the pages, especially the smell of a new book. Best smell ever. And it just honestly gives me a more well-rounded reading experience, I think, because it feels way more tangible because I'm physically having to flip the page. Just overall, it's been something that I've always really, really loved and enjoyed. And I've tried to get into e-reading. It's just not something that I ever reach for. It doesn't fulfill my reading experience normally, and I always just gravitate going back towards the physical books. We already know that this video means that I will not be doing that, and for a whole week, mind you. That is quite a challenge. So let's talk about the rules. So I've got a list of 4 rules that I've made for myself, and I'm going to reference to my MacBook to make sure that I get the rules correct, because we've got to hold ourselves accountable, and I'm going to need your help to do that. So let's start off with rule number 1, the biggest and most important rule of this entire challenge. For the next 7 days, I can only read on my Amazon Kindle, no physical books whatsoever. As hard as that might be for me, as much as I may grind my teeth and bite my nails to grab my physical book, it is a no, a big no. Rule number 2, I have to prioritize books from Kindle Unlimited before buying or downloading books anywhere else. We've got to know whether or not the subscription is going to be worth it, and the only way to do that is to use it. Always just gravitate to, if it's available on Libby, I'm going to download it on Libby. We're going to not do that this time. At least try not to. Rule number 3, gotta have a reading goal. If I'm really going to test this out, I've got to read more than 1 book in the 7 days. So my hope and goal is to read at least 2 to 3 books these next 7 days. And in order to do that, I've got to hold myself accountable and keep myself on track with a daily reading goal. So my daily reading goal is going to be about 60 minutes a day, an hour, 1 hour at least for the 7 days. And hopefully I'll be able to manage at least 2 books, if not 3. Fourth and final goal is going to be to track the reading experience. To give you guys my overall thoughts and opinions, I need to know what this reading experience on the Kindle has been like. So what is that going to look like? I'm going to track how often I reach for my Kindle. So every time, pick it up, start the book, that is a reach. And I'm going to do all of this to then give us a final comparison. Did I actually enjoy reading the digital ebook version, or do I still prefer physical books? We've got our work cut out for us. I pray that I make it through these 7 days reading on this Kindle. It doesn't sound like that much of a challenge, but honestly, guys, I'm not really sure how it's going to go. I am looking forward to it because I feel like it's something that is just really easily accessible. And that's one thing that I've always said with the idea of getting a Kindle, and the want for me to get the Kindle was just being able to have access to a whole plethora or library of books no matter where I am or what I'm doing. It's so light and easy to carry around. When you're in bed, you don't need the lights on to read. It just makes the reading experience way more convenient. However, I lose out on the reason why I love to read the physical book. I don't get to flip the actual physical page. I don't feel the paper. I don't hear the sounds of moving the page. Like, that whole experience is going to be kind of lost on me. So I hope it's not going to take away from the experience, but the only way we're going to find out is to just start doing it. So I do need to go ahead and find my first book, and I'm going to take a look because I have a book in mind that I would like to read. and I don't know if it's going to be available on Kindle Unlimited, so I have to take a look. But the first book that I would like to try to read is going to be Emma M. Lyon. I was watching Ashlyn's video a couple of weeks back, and she was talking about her reading experience with Emma, and that someone recommended Emma M. Lyon because of like all of the classics that she's been getting into. And so I felt like that might be something up my alley, and it also looks like it's a pretty short book. Now, the real question at the end of the day, is it on Kindle Unlimited? So let's see. Don't know if you guys were present for my last video where I talked about my experience of removing my IUD, but I have to say that we are still on that. It's still the same day, the day after I got my IUD removed. And guys, I'm still very, very tired. And my head is starting to hurt now. So I really just want to be able to curl up in my bed and call it a day. Now, it's on Kindle Unlimited. Yay, I'm so excited. Okay, so I have found it. It is on Kindle Unlimited. Trying to bring up the brightness just so you can see a little bit. Wow, that hurts my eyes. It's a whole series of books. I think there's 8 books, which is great because if I end up loving it, I have more that I can reach for. Now, in this video, I don't think I want to read just those books. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and... Is it going to focus? Oop. Read now. Did it do it? Okay, it's downloading. I'm excited. Cannot wait. Our first book has been picked. I have no idea what our other books are going to be. I don't even think I want to try to figure that out yet. We're going to have to just work our way there. But I'm going to mark it on Goodreads that I'm reading it. I'm pretty sure Amazon owns Goodreads now. Correct me if I'm wrong, but one thing that I will say that I do like when it comes to reading on the Kindle is that you can mark it on your Goodreads if you do use Goodreads. This way you can keep track, which is really helpful for me because I think I normally forget to mark it, so I never get the actual start date correct. That might not matter to anybody, but it is nice for me, especially when making videos that I can reference back to like when I started and finished the book. But anywho, that is something that is nice. So it says here that the book is typical time to read is about 2 hours and 32 minutes, and it's about 127 pages. So it is not long at all. So I'm wondering, can we knock this book out today? That is the question. It's 2:06. My head is hurting. I'm tired and I want to take a quick nap. So maybe I do that first and then we get into it. I do have to confess that it has been quite some time since we first talked. It is now 6:02 and I have honestly not read a single bit yet today. Not on my Kindle and not with a physical book, but we already know the rules. Can't do the physical. But I did go to Kindle Unlimited, found the book that I wanted to read, which was Emma M. Lyon. I believe I had already mentioned that to you guys. So we're going to get ready to start reading that here in just a second. But to be honest, I just feel completely drained from, I guess, the removal of this IUD. So I'm really still very tired. And I ended up getting a headache, and then it was a lot of things were going down. And so I just decided to lay in the bed and watched Regretting You, which, if you don't know, is a Colleen Hoover book. I know. Most people are over Colleen Hoover, but when I was getting back into reading, that was my go-to author. And I remember reading that book and I was like, let me watch the movie. It was cute. So I laid here, watched that. But now it is time to get to business before this day ends, because I need to get at least an hour of reading done. That's another rule of this game here. So we've got to get to it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put in my AirPods. I'm going to find a music playlist on YouTube. That's like my new go-to thing. I love like looking for a good playlist on YouTube to just kind of like help me focus. Some people are not really big on listening to music, but if you are one of those people that can listen to music and read and do other things, let me know. And if you are, what do you normally listen to? All right, what am I feeling today? To be honest, the like thumbnail is always what's going to get me. This is cute. It's romance vibes. Life if I was in a late 90s or early 2000s rom-com playlist. I want to listen to that, but I don't think that's going to be like what I should listen to while I'm reading this book. There's probably going to be lyrics, and not that I can't do that. I just would rather have like some chill music. This one feels like my vibe, and guess what? It's a total of 1 hour and 59 seconds. No, sorry, 29 seconds. So that would mean that we would be getting an hour into reading. And if I'm not mistaken, when I was looking into this book, I think it said something like, did it say an hour and something to read? I could be confusing that. It's only 112 pages. I feel like I could finish that. Can I finish it in an hour? What? I'm not going to go into any grave detail, but there has been a mention of a monkey's head. I'm going to need to know more about what that is. Hi friends, it is 7:38. My bed is disheveled, but the book is finished. I just have to give it a rating, which I think I need to kind of think about what I want to give it, but I did enjoy the book. Let me collect my thoughts because I'm quite tired still, and my head hurts a little bit, but I had a good time reading. Did I need to sit here and read this book all in one go? No. Was it doable? Absolutely. This book was really short, really fast paced. And one thing I noticed with reading on the Kindle and I've noticed this with other books. It feels as if you can read the book faster. And I don't really know why that is. I don't know why digital seems to make it go by quicker, but I think if I had to take a guess, one of the things that I love with a physical book and that whole reading experience is to be able to see the progress that I'm making. But I wonder if sometimes that slows me down because I'll look at it and say, oh, wow, I'm not as far as I thought I would be. But with a Kindle, you can't do that. You just keep going until you're ready to stop. And I wasn't even paying attention because at the bottom of the screen, it will tell you like your reading pace and where you're at, like in terms of percentage. I was paying attention to it in the beginning. I think when I got to like 19%, I stopped. And yeah, I don't know. I blinked, the sun was going down, and the book was finished. So that was very successful and exciting because that means we can another book before the day is out. I will have to go through Kindle Unlimited and see what we can find. One thing I should also mention that I've noticed with the Kindle, I don't like the placement of the like lock button. It's at the bottom, and if I'm holding it like this, which I do quite often, my finger is literally right where that button is. And so I've noticed that I've pressed that a couple times, and that's frustrating. So I don't like that. I wish they would move that to like the side or the top. So it's not like directly where your hand would be holding it. Yeah, I do have like a little pop socket that I can put on the back of it, but sometimes it just feels easier for me to just grasp it and hold it. I don't know. Maybe I need to invest in something else, but I will not be doing that until I know for sure that I'm going to actually use this guy. All right, let's actually see what the weather is. 55 degrees, but it feels like 45. That is cold. Not cold, it's chilly though. Chillier than it's been, so that is going to be fun. I guess I need to put on some clothes so I can go walk this dog. I can also hear her pacing out there, so she's ready and waiting for me. Let's go do that, and when I come back, it's time to pick our next book. Do you guys have suggestions? I have no idea what to pick. Have you read any books on Kindle Unlimited that you would recommend? Let me know. Alright, back in the bed. I got my yummy soup. I'm so excited. It's like some kind of like in potato-y soup. I don't know, but I'm feeling like I should eat this, so. It's got a lot of really yummy flavor. Love that for me. And then I also bought my favorite snack, probably of all time, popcorners. Specifically the kettle chip flavor. If you haven't tried them, you gotta do that. But I brought them in here just because I just don't really want to have to keep getting up and down, up and down. I'm really exhausted. But we've got a mission to accomplish right now, and that is to find my next book on Kindle Unlimited, hopefully. I don't really have any thoughts for books. I think right now the only thing that I am thinking is the genre. Either a romance or a thriller. I think if I pick the right romance, it'll be fast paced, so I can get through it faster. But a thriller, and specifically a good thriller, can be a page turner, can keep my attention, and I can zoom through that and end up feeling like I read a good book. So I think with that being said, I probably need to see if I can find a thriller. Now, the only thing I don't know how to do is I don't know how to navigate finding books specifically on Kindle Unlimited. Because like, when you first open up the like Kindle, it is going to like show you like things like this. Let's see if it's gonna focus. So you can see like all of these different categories. The only thing is I want something where it's like really easy to find my Kindle Unlimited like reads. Why does it say web browser? Is there a web browser on here that I didn't know about? Clearly, I don't spend enough time. I wonder if I just search Kindle Unlimited. Kindle. Yep, sure enough, there it is. I want to find, like, genres. Is there a way to do that? Sort order. See a lot of Frida McFadden. Like, a lot of Frida McFadden. So far, every one that I've seen that's a thriller is a Frida McFadden. I've already read The Silent Patient, so I'm not gonna... Ooh. His and Hers. They've got Alice Feeney, and I've not read a book by... There is one book by Alice Feeney that I have wanted to read for a while. What's that book that... It's like a black and white cover, and the font is red, I think. I don't know, it looks like it's kind of snowy. I think it's... what the heck is it called? Rock, Paper, Scissors. I believe that's an Alice Feeney book. If that's on here, that is going to be my next read. Let's see. Oh, yes! It's on here. Ooh, I'm so excited. Okay. For my Daniel, of course. How cute. Okay, well, I am going to eat my soup. I think I'm also going to probably sit here and watch a little bit of YouTube because some of my favorite YouTubers have all seemed to want to post today, which is great. So I'm going to catch up on some of those, and yeah, I'll check in with you when I pick up the book next. How is this battery already going to die? I charged it before. Whatever. I think I want to pick up the Kindle and read. I've got my AirPods in because I'm going to start to listen to some music. Got some nice lights going on. This is a nice warm light. It's got color changing lights over here that you can't see. I even want to show you this because this is messy over here, but yeah. My fake little hatch clock there that's changing colors, and then my little sun lamp thing. Anywho. Oh, and now there we go. One thing I will say that I do like is I can add, or I have the cover of what book I'm reading as my background or lock screen, which I like. You do have to pay. I forget what you pay. You basically pay for no ads. You have to pay for no ads, and once you do that, then your books will be the cover.
falling into you. I think I'm falling in love.
I finished Rock, Paper, Scissors last night. I'm very, very pleased and happy that I did that. I have been trying to find books on Kindle Unlimited that I would maybe want to read, and I'm not loving the choices or the options that we have here. I'm really, really trying to find books on Kindle Unlimited, but most of the books are either books that I'm not interested in or I've already read them. So that's causing a little bit of a problem for me right now. So I don't know, trying to figure it out. But I will say I have been, since I finished the book, I have to say I did enjoy it. Was it my favorite thriller? No. I think it got a little bit redundant, I guess, at like some points, but I thought it was really good. The twist at the end did catch me off guard. I thought it was going in a different direction than what it actually went, and I enjoyed that aspect of it. Overall, I ended up giving the book like a 3.5 stars. Take a guess in the comments which book you think I'm gonna pick. Love haters, yours truly. Dang it, what's the name of this book? Or best worst thing? Which one do you think is gonna be the winner? Okay. I'm trying to be calm right now, but inside just know that I am screaming. I'm so frustrated right now. I have recorded this ending 2 times, have attempted to edit it, and there is an issue with the audio. This is not the first time I'm experiencing it, and I don't understand what's going on with these mics. I have DJI mics, DJI mics, and it's just driving me crazy at this point. So we're gonna try this again. Sorry, this is not the ending I intended, but I want to wrap it up. It's been almost a week now since I have completed the challenge, and I've been able to ponder my thoughts, so I'm ready to give you a well-rounded answer on whether or not it's worth you buying a Kindle. Is Kindle Unlimited worth it, and am I still a physical book girl? So come up with 5 questions to kind of really tailor it and give you a more well-rounded answer. First question is going to be, did I read more or less throughout the challenge? Second is going to be convenience versus experience. Third is going to be, was Kindle Unlimited worth it? 4, was there anything that surprised me about the Kindle experience? And then 5, my final verdict. So let's get into it. First off, starting off with question number 1, did I read more or less? Short and sweet answer, no. I did not read more. I think I read like 500 and some odd pages. I'll put the count up here so you guys can see it if you're interested in that. This feels pretty average for me on a weekly basis. Just, you know, with overall life and making time for reading, that seems pretty average for me. I've had times where I've read more than this, so I definitely did not read more. But I was a little bit nervous that I was going to read less, and alas, I am happy to say that did not happen. So that is a plus and a good thing for the Kindle experience for me. Second question is convenience versus experience. Now, I do have a lot to say with this. I think overall, the convenience of the Kindle is amazing. I think that it provides you with so many different ways to read books. It provides you with the access of having books no matter where you are, especially if you're traveling. If I were to be going on a vacation and I didn't have a Kindle, I would have to either decide on one book that I'm going to take with me, which is really hard for me to do, especially because in the moment I may want to read one book, but when I'm there, I may not want to read that. So that has been a little bit of a challenge, but with the Kindle, I don't have to worry about that tug of war. I can just take the Kindle and have access to whatever books I would like to read, which is great. So I think it does get some points for that, and just being able to read in bed, hold the Kindle and drink my water and tapping the screen. I think that's also really nice and convenient. And then also just like ease of carrying it with me. I can take it, put it in a bag, not have to worry about it. And then when I have time, I can pull it out. And not, oh my gosh, not have to worry so much about losing my place in a book, because I can't tell you how many times I've taken a physical book with me. And normally I like to have the little tassel on my bookmarks, but it always gets yanked out of the book. So I am always afraid that I'm going to lose my place in the book and have to try to figure that out. And if you've ever experienced that before, that is not a fun time. No, it's not. So I am grateful for that aspect. Now, experience-wise, it's not the same. It's not the same experience at all for me. I think, obviously, yeah, I'm still reading and I'm still enjoying the story, but there is a part of me that I think I enjoy reading the book more because I get to physically hold it. I get to flip the page. There's also something that's more aesthetically pleasing about seeing the actual cover and like spine of the book when I'm like recording videos, and that element was missing. And it feels kind of cold. It feels cold and too techie. I've been really into like becoming more analog, or just kind of looking at that lifestyle and seeing what elements I can apply to my life to feel more analog, and what it felt like for me growing up as a kid. And a big part of that is the technology and how we have such easy access and such quick access to everything at all times, and then you're constantly being pulled into different directions. And I think for one, that is a big reason why I consider myself a mood reader. I think it's more of an attention span problem than I just don't want to read this book. I'm sure if I were to try to make my attention span last longer, then yes, would I still be a mood reader? I think so. But I think I would be able to at least feel like, okay, this is the book that I want to read right now. This is feeling good, and be able to be okay with that instead of feeling like I need to pick up like 3 different books in a week, which is crazy. I say all that to say basically that I think there is a part of me that is always going to gravitate towards the physical book experience, because that's the only thing that it requires. And it brings me back to feeling like I am actually reading a book. It's the analog way of reading nowadays, if you think about it, because like now there's so many different ways to read. So that's just something that I don't know, overall experience. I enjoy reading a book way better. Did I find Kindle Unlimited worth it? I tried really, really, really hard throughout this entire challenge to just solely get books off of Kindle Unlimited. I could have looked on Libby and seen if there was books there, or I could have bought books. This summer will be different. I actually started during this challenge, and I was very tempted to buy the book because they did not have it available on Kindle Unlimited. And I was like, I'm not going to do that. So my overall answer for this question is no. I don't think Kindle Unlimited is worth it. The fact that I couldn't really find books for me personally that I would want to read available there. There's no easy way to put it. That just doesn't make sense. There's no reason for me to pay for that service if I can't use the service. Like, there's a lot of books out there. I think it will be great for people that are trying to get back into reading, or they're first starting off with reading, or maybe they don't have a ton of space in their home to store physical books. And it's a great way to have access to books, because there's quite a plethora of books on there. My issue was it's either books that I didn't want to read or books that I have already read. And like some of my favorite, like my auto buy authors, they were not there. Like who's on there? Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm sure some of her backlog is probably on there, but like none of like the books that I wanted to reread during this experience were there. Emily Henry, Carly Fortune. I mean, a lot of these authors. I was looking for Twilight because I was like, ooh, I kind of want to reread that. None of these books were available on Kindle Unlimited, so I think it's like a hit or a miss if you're gonna find a book on there that you're going to enjoy. And for me personally, if you're paying like $12, $14 a month for it, that's just not worth it. I would rather go out, get myself a library card. So if you don't have one, I'm telling you now, this is 100% worth investing and going to get yourself a library card and then getting the Libby app, because then you can just port your books over onto the Kindle, which is great. I hope they never take that away because that would be silly. What surprised me about the Kindle? Not a whole lot. I think I was already pretty well aware of what the Kindle experience was going to be like, but the one thing I did have a complaint about is the placement of the lock screen button. It's at the bottom of the screen. I think I filmed the clip, so I'll put it in here. But it's at the bottom of the screen, and how I hold my Kindle, my pinky rests right where that button is, and so I found myself a couple of times pressing and locking the screen. Not a good surprise, but it was a surprise, and it became sometimes a little bit frustrating, so I really had to build like the muscle memory to remember to not like press down too hard. And that leads me to feel like I almost felt the need to buy these additional Kindle like accessories to make it easier for myself. Like I went on I forget where I went, but I went somewhere and I saw this thing that you can put around the Kindle, like on the edges to like kind of hold it like this. And I was like, ooh, I should buy that. And I was like, am I going to use this enough for it to be worth me buying that? I just don't think so. I have a pop socket, but I just don't really use it because it sticks out. I need one that like collapses. So I would say that's really the only thing that surprised me. Oh, also battery life. The battery life on the Kindle, this is a plus for the Kindle, is really, really long. I hadn't used the Kindle in months, and the battery lasted for a long time. I think when I first picked it up, it was like 40% or 43%. Was able to read like a book and a half before I decided I probably should charge it. Did I need to charge it? Probably not. But with me traveling like back and forth to work and stuff, I just wanted to make sure that I wouldn't have any issues losing battery. So that is a plus for the Kindle for sure. But my overall final verdict of this entire experience, we've got 3 big questions. Is Kindle worth it? Kindle Unlimited worth it? And am I still a physical book girl? Do I think the Kindle is worth it? I think if you're considering it and you know that you would really have a good use for it, you travel a lot, you don't have space in your home, I would buy it. I wouldn't buy it just because other people are buying it. I don't want anyone to feel like how I may have been influenced to buy it by seeing so many people use it, because I don't reach for it as often as I thought I would. It is convenient, especially if you want to read at night in bed. But other than that, I don't know if it's necessarily worth it. I would maybe get the one that Anthony has. I don't remember what it's called. I'll link it down below, and I'll link the one that I have down below. There's also like the Kindle Color Soft or something like that. Cool if you want to see like everything in color, but like I just don't know if it's worth the money. So, is it worth it? I think it depends on the person. Is Kindle Unlimited worth it? We already know my answer. No, it's not. I don't think that it's worth spending the extra money. There's so many other ways to access and get books that I just don't think it's worth it. And then, am I still a physical book girl? I think you already know the answer. The answer is yes. Yes, I am. I'm sorry. The Kindle did not replace my physical books, nor will it ever. I think I'm always going to gravitate towards physical books. But one thing I have noticed that's changed, I'm very much a paperback girl. I used to think I was a hardcover girl. It's a lie. It's a lie. I am not. I love the paperbacks. Anywho, that's all that I have for this video. This was fun, minus the audio issues. So if you enjoyed this challenge, you want to see me do more like this, let me know in the comments down below. Also, let me know, do you have a Kindle? Do you use it? Anywho, with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.